what we're going to do is we're going to bring it into a processing statement. Basically, your client, an official statement. Hold on.
Hi.
Had
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to review. So your client, so basically this, tell me if I'm wrong here. Your client says he was shooting at a person, correct? And DHS, and I quote, got in the way of his firing and he killed a person. He later then apologized and they got all pissy and quote disrespectful to him, which led to what exactly?
Um,
What did it lead to?
it led to DHS making an arrest on him.
So let me get this clear. So an officer, a fully trained armed officer, shoots a suspect who's shooting at him. So he's shooting in self-defense, correct?
Right.
Moves to and opens fire back at the suspect. Then DHS get in the way of the gunfire and then arrest the shooting officer for defending himself. Is that correct?
He arrested him later, not on duty.
Okay, so while he was a civilian.
Yes. During an
Okay,
LET
and they didn't arrest him for any other reason.
No.
Okay, you can be seated. L5, I'm asking you to take the stand so I can discuss certain things so I can understand DHS policy on arresting officers of different departments or current departments. Wait, Rock, you were a DHS officer or a different officer? Was he in DHS department? Different. Okay,
Rock, you can
that makes
talk.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I was about to say it's probably in CCSO. Okay, so Alpha, I wanted to say what is DHS regulation for arresting other department officers for what DHS believe is a crime against them or other people?
Now, as you see, Your Honor, he wasn't shooting at a suspect. He was actually shooting at an intelligence office agent who was there dealing with, who actually took down the suspect. And then I'd like to jump forward, if I may, earlier. He did shoot out intelligence office tires and then said, "Ha, look at that. I popped the tires." And without saying sorry or without even acknowledging it, he did acknowledge that he popped the tires and ran off. But I'd like something to be said there, because he did shoot and kill intelligence office, pop their tires, and that is being neglected at this time. I'd like that to be known.
Well, that automatically brings into a situation because this whole entire event is one event. It's not certain. It's not different events that occurred. It's one big event that occurred, and we're just got at the beginning. I'm just trying to cover out the beginning right now. I'm not trying to uncover the second part. So we will get to that point. As of right now, I was just trying to figure out who he was shooting at, why, and what the regulations for DHS are for arresting other department officers. Because from what you told me, that he was shooting at intelligence officer. Intelligence is under which department?
Intelligence is off under Department of Homeland Security.
It's under DHS, right?
Correct.
Okay, so now
L5.
So
Nutty, shut up.
So when he was saying that he was shooting at when he shot DHS, he wasn't wrong. When he said he was shooting at a person who was shooting at him, and he accidentally shot a DHS member. So that intelligence member counts as DHS staff, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so he wasn't lying in that statement, so I wanted to cover that. But what he failed to mention, or what has seemed failed to come up properly, is that he shot at a intelligence officer.
Yes,
But
and
the fact is that he covered that as when he said he was shooting at a that he shot a DHS thing. But here's the confusing part: is why he was shooting at a DHS's car.
that I have no explanation for Rock. I asked that Rock please come. That Rock would say something. As DHS, we don't just arrest somebody for when they're on team for nothing. We're not that. We're actually doing our jobs, and therefore we went to the undersheriff and talked to him first.
Okay, okay.
I'd ask that deputy please stop talking game, as that is against ours.
Okay, okay. L5, hold on. Deputy, hold on too. This is so for a fact what I do know, shooting tires in general is just unless it's towards a civilian who's a hostile or a person with a threat towards you or other people, you may do that, but towards another officer, even if he or she is a threat to you, you cannot just do that. There are certain measures you have to take. I don't care if you're an armed forces member or not. You could be one of the highest people. You could be the fucking chief or not. It doesn't make you anything more than just an unlawful person in that matter. But from what we're going to say here, it's what I see is a 3-point end. It's a no-win for all sides, because from what I see in Rock's point of view is that he's defending himself and DHS get him away, and he, quote unquote, in his defense, he shot it on accident. Now, in your shoes, or the people on the DHS team, on their point of views, they respond to a call of another officer being involved and shooting at their own men. If I was in your shoes, L5, or the people on the DHS team, I would probably arrest them on the charges that were currently present there. But if I was the intelligence officer, wait, who was the intelligence officer? I want to cover that.
Now, there were many intelligence officers on the scene at the time. I can actually give you direct names, but I would like them to be deemed classified. I will DM you them, except I do not want to say them publicly in a voice chat where
I will enact personnel closure on them, meaning defense and prosecution side may not see them. Only I can see them. Jury, you cannot see it also, as it's a sealed case, but I'll review it myself.
Okay, thank you. I will be going up to get those at the moment.
Okay, L5, you can take your seat while you're sending that down to me.
Thank
Rock's, actually, Deputy, you can take the stand. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, just an update. We're going to probably get a new courtroom. Just an update on that. So, Deputy, what do you, in your defense, do you think Rock, or what was the reason he had to shoot a DHS's person's tires out? Because that confuses.
DHS. He shot at a citizen's vehicle during a pursuit to assist DHS. He never shot at a DHS's tire. He never opened fire at DHS.
But yet he killed a DHS officer?
Repeat that?
Yet he killed a DHS officer.
He did not kill a DHS officer.
Okay, now that's that clear. Rock, okay. Aiden, if you're gonna have an objection, you need a point of structure after that. You can have an objection. I just need a point of structure after that, meaning in the same sentence, you should have objection, comma, your column statement. So there, I can accept it or deny it. Because if you yell objection, I don't know what you're objecting.
Okay, so as I was saying, DHS has been doing some shady stuff, right? They're speeding through the city and stuff. And even if he was to stop a DHS officer, we're told once we stop a DHS officer, we don't continue with that. And most of the time, we're helping DHS on stuff, and they, start getting super mad. So basically, what Rock was doing was, he was assisting DHS on a pursuit. And when they're doing stuff, they, never inform us. They're, in a whole different channel, calling pursuit locations and stuff. So we technically don't really know what's going on most of the time, because we can't even hear anything. They're in a whole different channel. So when we see them going lights and sirens after after a suspect, we normally assist them.
Objection, granted, relevancy is a part of circumventing of different department protocols and what their issues are between the two departments. So I understand what the two problems and differences the departments have. That's why I can see both of the departments fail to communicate properly in different communications channels. Two different departments, but you guys serve on the same stances. Like, if you're on the same map patrolling on the same patrol map, and you're going after the same people, I expect you guys to have the same form of communication on the same channel, or at least working properly together without bitching and fighting. That's why I see right now you guys seem to have failed communication and fail to meet basic standards of communication between friendships. Because as I see, you guys hate each other.
I mean, we don't necessarily hate each other, but
Dislike each
they
other.
think that they're like, on the top of the list, I should say. Like, they go against everything that happens, and when something does happen that they do, they don't stand up to it. Like
Well,
CCSO here, Rock.
that part is irrelevant. I have to agree to that.
Listen. So basically, Rock shot Rock shot at the suspect, and DHS got in the crossfire, and we admitted to that.
Okay, so you guys admit that you guys shot a DHS officer, but it was on accident. So it was on.
Yes.
Yeah, but because your earlier statement is you guys never shot a DHS officer.
No, the statement earlier was that we didn't shoot at their tires. If you remember that.
Okay, hold on. No, your previous state was no, we shot at the civilian tires and we never shot at a DH officer or any member on their team. That was your sentence at 7:02 p.m. my time zone.
So basically, I said we didn't shoot their tires. We shot at we shot their tires. We did not shoot at. We shot at the suspect's tires, but we shot at DHS when they came in the line of fire. Rock did. Nobody shot their tires. No one shot DHS's tires. If you understand.
Okay. All right. No, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can be seated so I can state my point of structure.
I also have another representative that actually saw it. He's a witness, Cam Beast.
Okay. Hold on while I put him on the court. Can you TP him? I'm just putting his name down on the court record so I can put him under witness testimonies. But first, the Aiden will take the stand first as the DHS representative. The Aiden, you can take the stand. So, Aiden, you can explain why you objected to the current statements that.
Okay, Cam.
Hello?
Shut up.
Why?
To the events that surpassed this, yes, he was on the CCSO team. From what I've seen and what I've heard, he was on team. Okay. To this point, I want the two parties to meet in my chambers only, not the clients, but the advisory members for the clients to meet in my chambers. We will take a 2-minute recess. Then we will come back and a verdict choice by the jury for a 5-minute course. Recess now begins. So Deputy L5 or Aiden, one of you guys come. No, I'm just gonna just move down to music and I'll talk to you. Um, L, L5 or deputy, I could care less. We're both reps. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that do properly of what their duties were of their offices, but communication is a must for both, because as you guys are both protecting the city, you also both must be communicable, and you guys are a team. You have to be team working together, and having different members fight and shoot each other without holding each other responsible for that. I don't call that as lawful. So this is what I'm going to do. As upon peers deciding on the fate of that, I'm going to allow the expunge record of Rockstar Law to go through, but what I'm also going to put under his new record is that he was put under investigation from the courts system, but as that is the new record for him, but is not a minor or a federal charge, it's just a tag under his record. That's what I'm going to add. Now, both parties, if you disagree, you can DM me this, but as of now, this is what I've decided as a judge, and we're going to go with it. Thank you for your time, and I hope both parties can seek to be better communicationable and harder working together, because it seems like DHS and CCSO need to really work together much better, because from what I've heard, it took you guys almost 3 hours to figure out this whole entire mess, which is a complete lack of respect and honor for any person who got shot in the field. The court is adjourned.
Bro, what does this matter, bro?
Hi.
Alright, that's it, guys.